Everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here, of course, again at Bitcoin, this magical coin that is setting everything on fire today. 7.5% from top to bottom is a close approximate. We're going to look at some liquidation levels and just help understand, well, best practice for situations like this. What the heck do we do? Well, the truth is, it's not looking great. We got a ton of bearish divergences. It doesn't mean the price is just going to continue lower, but it also kind of implies that too. In other words, I don't expect a tremendous amount of bounce right here just yet. We are testing the golden pocket. We'll talk about that in a minute, but simply put, it's not fantastic. Do me a favor before we get started, like, subscribe, follow, greatly appreciate that. Comment below, of course, as well, and quick congrats to our community members here. We saw some nice profit here from ICP, good 29%, AVAX 53%, Rune 43, Bitcoin 25. Those are all short trades that we took. There's near as well. In the last basically last 5 or 6 trading days, we stacked up some shorts there, kind of in anticipation for this. While we did trigger a stop loss for a long, 5 profitable shorts does make up the difference and then some. So congrats on that. What we want to look at here, of course, is quick little double check on some things. First of all, this is the last 7 days of liquidation. We can see here that 61,000 is a possible return here. In other words, 60,600, we have a lot of liquidation down there at that level. We're seeing a lot of money being moved onto exchanges right now too as well, from very large balances, like somewhere upwards of billions of dollars being transferred over. Okay, so typically when you see billions of dollars being transferred, it does imply the price action is going to pull back. In fact, if we take a look at this here, where is it? $2.05 billion was sold in 10 minutes last night as soon as the Asian market opened. Okay, so that's not a fantastic situation. That's what set this whole thing slide, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see the price continue lower to that low 60K range. So I'm filling up my bags on the way down. I think we're in a position right now where we could see lower. Again, that's purely speculation at this point, but there's a lot of lines in the sand, or what is it, writings on the wall? I don't know. Okay, so let's look at the daily time frame and kind of see here. So we're below the 20-day SMA. We talked about this previously. We can see we're over the 50-day SMA as well. So generally, it's not like a terrible sign, and I hate to say that, but generally speaking, we're still in decent shape here with the overall trend. However, we did lose this ascending trend line where we've retested it multiple times. We retested back in February at 51K, retested this trend line at 61,000 roughly back in March. And now here we are coming back down here to break below, tentatively, that trend line. Keep in mind we can close over 66,000 today and still be above the trend line, but generally speaking, when you lose a trend line like that, you kind of calibrate how you look at things, okay? And what I mean by that is just, there's a strong consideration for the price continuing lower now that we've lost that ascending trend. That being said, we got a nice strong MACD FU there for the last 2-3 trading days. We can see we're tentatively below 50 on the RSI. We haven't been below 50 on the RSI, folks, since January 28th. That's not a good sign. That's basically when things went kind of crazy on the market here. What was it, January 28th? The price was at 43,000. Okay, so it gives you some perspective there. Really just implying that further downside is possible. We might be in a bearish downtrend, at the very least, until Bitcoin halving. And this could be just one of those fake outs to get the price down and then get everyone to start shorting and the price recovers instantly. That could happen. We are in the golden pocket. But the truth is here, stochastic RSI swinging down, money flow index is kind of averaging itself out. We have mostly bearish signs here. So does that mean you run around with your arms flailing around and hit the deck, so to speak? Not really. You just gotta wait for confirmation, and we're not there yet. We have seen this happen before, where price action wicks down. We had 60. This is a pretty aggressive day, if you recall this, back in March on the 19th. We saw a 10% correction, and then immediately followed by a bullish engulfing candle, another 10% back up. So this could just be shenanigans to get the price down and average everything down for those who effectively are averaging into their position. I bought a decent chunk at 65,000 personally. Because again, there was a liquidation level between 64 and 65,000. In fact, let's double check this here too. That reminds me, let's talk about this just really quick so you understand kind of where we're at here. We have a CME Gap that is mostly filled. Let's go ahead and look at this again here. A little easier if you zoom in, but I'll go ahead and pull this over. So this guy is partially filled. Okay, so what, we wicked down to about 65,000. It could come down as low as about 63.9. Okay, so again, just some heads up on that. We are partially filled with that. Now, do CME gaps get completely filled all the time? No, but most of the time they do. Okay, so I would not be surprised if we see a quick little wick down to 63.9 or 63 and some change, and the price instantly recovers. It's very, very common for that to happen. But again, we are entering the golden pocket, so let's talk about that here and just discuss where we're at. So let's go to the 4-hour time frame, a little easier to see. And clarify, golden pocket is between 0.65 and 0.618 fib level. So it's this guy right here, just below 0.618. We can see that working so far as a support level. That's exactly why 0.618 is commonly referred to as the strongest support level in any circumstance in trading. So generally speaking, that's a very favorable thing. However, we're below all 4 moving averages. We blasted straight through them as if they weren't even there. We are bottoming out at 30 on the RSI. This is generally a good sign to buy. I'm not saying that you should, but I am telling you in general, anytime we hit 30 on the RSI, price action tends to recover quite dramatically. Okay. Again, it's in most cases it's dead cat bounce, right? When the price comes down, everybody says, okay, flash sale, we got a sale right now, we're going to buy in, and the price inevitably returns. However, it doesn't necessarily sustain itself. It has in the past, which we've seen back again March 20th, March 19th range, but that's just something to be mindful of. Okay. It's usually a good sign though when you hit both 30 on the RSI and 20 on the money flow index. Okay, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of a relief rally. It could even just be something as simple as a bearish backtest where the price comes up, rejects off 66K, 67K, right in that range, and comes back down. All right, so just be mindful of this here. If you're going to take a long position, make sure it's a spot position. If it's a leverage position, low leverage, low position sizing, folks, you should know this by now. Do not give money back to the market. It makes no sense at all. Okay, hourly time frame. Let's double check this here. This is going to be a pretty obvious little indication, just letting us know that we're still bearish. There's absolutely zero reasons to consider a long position. So take what I said with that balance off, 30 on the RSI and 20 on the money flow index in the 4 hour with a grain of salt, because that really is what it is right now. That's the only consolation in this scenario right now. So again, me adding to my spot bag is a much different story than taking a 10, 20, 30, 40x leverage trade to the upside because it's a dip that I feel like I want to buy just because of a golden pocket. Okay, that's not a reason to trade. Everything is screaming the price is going to continue lower. Look at this volume, folks. Tremendous amount of selling pressure. Money flow index is low. It's really not a favorable condition for longs. We still got a ways before we want to consider long position. Okay, not saying you go heavy on shorts, but there is a reason why we've been stacking our shorts here recently. We took a ton of profit to the downside to offset those longs. Okay. And again, that's just kind of how the market works. It gives and it takes. And the important thing is to be on the right side of tracks and not FOMO in. So I would just recommend, if you're going to dollar cost average, do so in a spot bag. If you're going to try to take a long position with the hope that price is just going to recover because we're overextended, you got another thing coming. Overextension means very little in trading. Let me take a look at this here. We were overextended leading into 67,000. The price continued to dump last night. So not a good situation, period, no matter how you look at it. Okay, so just be patient. Wait this one out, folks. It's okay to hunker down and not trade for a little while. There's nothing wrong with that. There isn't there shouldn't be this itch that you have to just consistently trade day in and day out. I personally like to wait and weather these storms here on the sidelines and let things kind of calm down. We've got plenty of short stops that are long, so I'm really not that concerned. Okay, I hope that made sense. I described that correctly, of course, and thanks again so much to everybody for the awesome feedback for these really nice little short position trades. Yes, we took a stop loss on a long position for Cardano and had to close an Atom trade out early. That happens though, folks. You got to recognize that. All the more reason why you don't go too hot and heavy on one trade. Okay, spread it out evenly and you'll be just fine. Thanks again. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. Have a good rest of your day. Take care.